welcome into today's Patriots training camp practice report. Alex, Barth, Scott Zolak with you after the Patriots wrapped up training camp practice 7 on, as Zoe called it, a hot fucking day out here at Gillette Stadium. But a lot
hot as fucking balls, man.
A lot of good stuff to get to here. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Let's start with Will Campbell. Let's get right to it. Let's start with Will Campbell. After the first 2 days, it was solid. Kind of looked like on track, what you'd expect. Step back today, and really it was one period. He had one win, one loss in the one-on-ones. He beat Keon White, and then he lost to, I don't remember who it was that he lost to. But then he comes out, first 11-on-11 period, twice in 4 plays. Caleb on Chason.
Yeah, Chason.
Chason was the one in 11-11s who beat him for a sack. I'll pull up the one-on-one in a second. But beat him twice for a sack, got another pressure. I thought he handled himself okay after that. It was really just that one window, but kind of similar to that first day of OTAs when Drake Maye threw 4 picks. It was 4 picks in the first 6 passes, and he was fine after that. But 2 sacks in a 4-play span from the guy you're expecting to be your cornerstone left tackle, not good. And especially on a day where they're working on those more traditional pass sets and not just running the ball or play action.
Yeah, we had 2 first-round draft picks my rookie year. It was Pat Harlow and Leonard Russell. Leonard Russell was a running back from Arizona State. Pat Harlow, top 10 pick from USC. Plug-and-play left tackle. That dude was yoked. He was 6'6", and he was all of it. And he had great extension, and he was a plug-and-play guy from day one. So we were ready to go with him. This guy's going to need some help a little bit, I think, at the beginning. And this is the time right now to really find out what he can do and what he can't do. So get him out there one-on-ones. Take a look at some of the bodies.
Braden Swinson that beat him, by the way.
Right, and if it's a quicker athletic guy, you might have to slide and get him some help. If it's a bigger guy, he's going to be able to probably get in front of him, get the feet set. And I think when he does get his feet set, like when he did beat Keon White, it's because he has good body leverage.
Yeah.
You know, you get all fucked up in your stance, then all of a sudden, like you got a guy like Christian Ellis who we talked to today. He pulled on a run around the left fucking side, and he got up underneath him and put him right on his ass. Now, Christian Ellis gets up, helps him up. So yeah, I got him on that play, but he said he's going to be good. You know, there's going to be plays where he gets me a lot of the time, but. You know, those one that you can't have 2 or 3 in one drill.
No,
that's
and it
one.
was.
I mean, all eyes are on him too now, so everybody's watching it.
To your point about what's giving him trouble, what's beating him, it was that same move from Chase. Not the exact same move, but a similar concept where fake outside, go inside, and that's what gave Campbell the most trouble in college, and that's what got him there. So. It's something we knew he needed to work on. It was probably one of his biggest areas of improvement coming out of the draft. Obviously, not a perfect prospect, nobody is, but you see that get exposed there right away, and it's something he's going to have to continue to figure out how to counter.
You're going to be facing number 98. You're going to be facing Max Crosby, who's going to be wound up like a bat out of fucking hell coming off that edge, and he's got 3 stunner moves that'll spin and get into you, and he's one of the best at doing it, and he's perfected it. So whatever he's facing now is going to be 5 times that. Week 1 against the Raiders.
So big picture, how worried are you about Campbell?
I'm not worried yet because it's week 1, and I think this is the time you're going to make your mistakes. I'd say throw everything at him. This is where Josh is going to look at it, along with Marone. You got 2 former head coaches on your offensive staff. They're not going to leave him blind out there. They're not going to leave him out there on an island. They're going to cover him with a tight end. They'll motion to him. They'll bring the fullback in if they have to. They'll slide to him. Cole Strange is going to have to play good next to him. That's another thing.
Well,
and Strange has been pretty solid here through camp.
I will say, though, today it was Jared Wilson. Cole Strange back with the 2s at center. Garrett Bradbury's out. It's Ben Brown up at center. We'll talk about Campbell again. It was on and off. Jared Wilson has been unbelievable. Caden Wallace, we even have the players now getting in on the whole swearing thing we're doing. Caden Wallace, after practice, asked about rookie Jared Wilson, said he's really fucking good. And he has been out here. The one issue we talked about has been the snaps. But when he's at left guard, that's obviously not a problem. And another day today where he looked excellent. I think he's the starting left guard right now. And that means 2 rookies on the left side. But I think he's the starting left guard.
That's a hell of a find for them because, it's like finding a guy like David Andrews as an undrafted free agent, man. And that dude becomes a starter and a Patriot Hall of Famer forever for you. It would have been interesting, though, to see if they would have let Andrews sort of play his way back into to see if he can rehab and see if he can give you another year and then sort of turn it over to him.
One more thing on the Will Campbell stuff. So is Caleb on Chason that beat him twice in 11s. He has, I think, 7 sacks now in the last 3 days since the Pats came on. Do we chalk any of this up to, hey, it doesn't matter. This guy was a first-round pick, and he's far from lived up to it. He had a career-high 5 sacks last year. 4 of those were in the back half. It's kind of all building off the second half of last season. We've seen that here. Remember, Joshua Uche had that great end to, I think, was the 2022 season. There was all that hype off of that. that never materialized. But do you put any stock into, this is a coaching staff that has a ton of success working with guys in the front seven, especially pass rushers. Do you put any stock into, hey, maybe they found something here. Maybe this guy can play.
Maybe. And the reason I say that is because we had Milt Williams on today, and he talked about, like, they're just turning him loose. Like, go, bat out of hell. I'm not supposed to read, sit, and react and do that. He said none of us are doing that on defense. So if that's the case, it's like point and go, and we're bringing bat out of hell edge pressure. You're putting the pressure. You're taking the onus. You're putting the onus on the offense.
Yeah.
To, like, we're going to take the first step instead of us reacting to what you do. You're going to have to fucking react to what we do. So if you're coming out like a bat out of hell, you're going to have to address that, and you're going to have a quarterback shitting his pants back here. Last thing I want as a quarterback is I know this guy hit me. Now this guy's over here yelling. Now they're starting to move around. Be active up front. They preach violence. They preach speed. And if that's the case, a guy like Chase on here, like this former first-round pick, he could start coming on now. Some guys just develop later, and maybe it didn't work out somewhere else.
He was drafted at 20 years old, so he's still only 26. He's a young guy. I also this is just kind of a dumb football guy thing. He does the 4-point stance.
Yeah.
You see him down there. He's really fucking charged up.
It's like he's getting set to block a punt.
Yeah.
Like that's like
he's
kind of
got that stance.
Yeah.
So that's the offensive line. If you want a silver lining on it, and it wasn't just Campbell. DeMontre Jacobs got beat a couple times. They had a false start. Even though the offensive line struggled, Drake Maye was good. Drake Maye was really good, and he was moving in the pocket. He was handling pressure. He was resetting himself. He had a bomb downfield to Kyle Williams for a touchdown throw of the day.
Yeah.
And it wasn't – we don't have to sit here and say Drake Maye had a rough start and bounced back because we've had to do that so much. We just get to say, hey, Drake Maye was good today.
Sadly, I don't want him to feel comfortable when all hell's breaking loose. Like, that shouldn't be the norm, to where I want to break down under pressure. That's where the athleticism comes in. But you see when they had that perfect pocket around him, he's able to get back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, set his feet, replant. That's when he hit Kyle Williams on that wheel route down that right sideline for a 43-yard touchdown.
That, yeah.
Wide ass open, dropped him right in the bucket. It's a hell of a fucking throw, but I don't want the quarterback to be looking to run and looking to move. But that's the natural athletic ability. And Bob Sosi was here. We're talking like the ball just looks smooth coming out of his arm. Like there's no hitch, there's no glitch. It's like 1, 2, 3. And Josh has got him seeing it.
He looks
no turnovers yet.
He looks very comfortable. And to your point, like he said earlier in camp, he wants to be better at remaining a thrower while he's scrambling and not just scramble to run. So today, when the heat gets turned up and there is pressure, he had chances to scramble today. He certainly did. And it wouldn't have necessarily been a wrong decision, but it was a better decision to extend the play, look downfield, and throw. And he did that. He hit Stephon Diggs on a crosser on a third down. They were doing down and distance today for the first time.
Yeah.
That was on a little bit of a broken play. The touchdown of Kyle Williams wasn't a broken play, but it was resetting in the pocket. So if you want a silver lining for the offense, I don't want to say the offensive line looked like shit today, but it was their worst day of the 3 days in pads. If you want a silver lining to it, Drake Maye handled it well, which you said before we came on the air. There's going to be times this year where he has to do that.
Yeah.
Because the offensive line being better.
It should be part of the game plan is my overall plan.
It shouldn't be. But the offensive line being better from where they were last year doesn't mean they're going to be great.
But that's what Josh going to have to sit him, coach him. Like, hey, ideally we want you here in this spot, but I like what you did here. You're going to have to slide at that. And they got to clean that shit up front. They do. They got to bolster that. They got to find 5 and roll with it. It's good to have Morgan Moses back out there today.
Yep.
But, like, you start to wonder, guy's, 37 years old? Like, he's been around
35, I think.
35?
Yeah.
He's been around the block a little bit. I just wonder, like, days like this, do they drag on him,
They're doing some maintenance days. Harold Landry had a maintenance day today. Carlton Davis has been in and out. So they're on top of it. I don't know. They're clearly aware of that.
So they were in the shorts, but they had the uppers on today.
Yeah.
So you're still able to get a good thud, even though
It's
it wasn't padded practice. So the Friday night thing is going to be a pretty full go thing.
You think so? That's
what I'm hearing, because like some of the beat guys are saying that, hey, we were able to take it off that night because it was basically a glorified walkthrough. Bill would do those glorified walkthroughs. I think Mayo had it last year too, and I guess Vrabel.
So does today count as a padded practice or no?
No, it doesn't.
Even though they're in the shoulder pads.
Shorts. You had shorts on.
So the upper pads don't count because those are full shoulder pads. Guys had back plates and everything.
Yeah.
Interesting, because you can't do. If you do 3 padded practices in a row, you have to take 3 days out of pads. But I guess we'll find out tomorrow. We talked about Caleb on Chase on anything on the defense. Anything else?
Corners are just going to be getting the reps, man. With these guys being out. And
DJ James still looks good.
Yeah.
30.
Yep. Spillane. I still want to see Spillane in like a game. Like, everybody keep asking, hey, how's Spillane look? I really don't know yet. I need to see him out there continuously first through third down. See how he reacts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be back tomorrow. It'll be the last practice of the block. It's supposed to be a walkthrough practice tomorrow like they had last week, according to ESPN's Mike Reese. So maybe a little.
The fuck's he know, though? Little fucker.
He knows a couple things.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a little recap of the whole week, something like that. We'll
Sounds
talk
good,
about that. Until then, 985thesportshub.com. Matt Dolphin, myself have more of today's practice. Sports Hub YouTube page, Patriots Hub podcast. If you want any more of these shows, the Patriots Training Camp Practice Report brought to you by Safety Insurance. For Scott Zolak, great fucking job, Zo.
Nice fucking job, Bart.
For Scott Zolak, I'm Alex Barth. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you next time.